So practice on differentiation of functions involving tree as well. Okay, so find f prime of x. So we'll start slow and easy, and we're going to complicate things a bit. So let's say f of x is equal to tangent of x4. Second, f of x is equal to the cosecant of x3. Number 3. F of x is equal to the cotangent 5 of x2. And number 4, f of x is equal to secant cubed of x5. Okay, so I'm going to do these 4, and then I'm going to ask you to do one on your own. So let's go. F prime so the derivative of tangent is, you remember? We proved it. So the derivative of tangent is secant squared. So secant squared of x4 times, right, the derivative. So we just derived the tangent. So now we need to derive the x4. Right? Chaining. Don't forget the chaining. Again, once it's set up like this, then the rest is very simple, straightforward, because we just have to derive what's in pink. So basically, equals to, this stays, secant squared of x4 times, and this is 4x cubed. That's it. Any questions with this? Okay. Second one, so same idea, f prime of x. So the derivative of cosecant is, you remember this one? We proved it, but this should be negative cosecant of x cubed times cotangent. Okay, so derivative of cosecant is negative cosecant times cotangent. And times, now that we derive the cosecant, we derive the inside. So negative cosecant of x cubed times cotangent of x cubed times, and this is 3x2. Any questions? Okay, next one, a bit more complicated. So now we have a cotangent, but the cotangent is to the power of 5. So we have to derive the power of 5 first. So 5 times cotangent of x2 power 4. Right? Power rule. 5 times cot power 4. Times the derivative of the cotangent of x2. Okay, we took care of the power 5, so now we have to take care of the cotangent, and then we'll take care of the x2. So there's 2 generations of chain rules here. Okay, so Now I have to do this problem, which is pretty similar to this one here. Okay, so it's about the same thing as this and this, same idea. Okay, so it's equal to, so this stays 5 times the cotangent 4 of x2 times the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant squared of x2, and then times the derivative of the x2. So I rewrite everything and just this one to the right now. 5 cotangent 4 of x2 times negative cosecant squared of x2 times 2x. Answer.
Sorry, sir, how did you get the 5 and 4? I don't get that part.
5, this is this here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because this here, what is this? This is actually the cotangent of x2, all this to the power of 5.
Okay.
So if you were to derive this, so it'll be 5 times all this in power of 4. That's what it's from. Is that okay?
What about the x squared?
What about it? The x squared
The
is still, yeah, it's inside, it's inside. At the end, I finish by deriving it. Here it is. I end up deriving it at the end.
Okay, I understand how you got the 5 close to the cut, but what about the 4? How did you get that?
This 4 here?
Yes.
Well, if you derive this, it's a power rule. You put the 5 in front, and
Okay,
then you
5
minus
minus
1.
1. Okay, okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
Okay, anybody else? Questions? Okay. So let's go for it. Next one. Let's just move up a bit. So this is pretty much the same idea. So f prime will be, so 3 times the secant squared of x5. Okay, again, 3 times and then power 2 times the derivative of the secant of x5. Okay, so this is equal to 3 times secant squared of x5 doesn't change, times, and the derivative of secant is secant times tangent. So secant x5, tangent x5, times, and then the derivative of the x5. And then it's 3 secant squared x5 times secant x5 times tangent x5 times 5x4. Is there any question? Number 5. So let's say f of x is equal to let me think. Cosine power 6 of x4 minus 2x3 plus 1. Okay, so I'm asking for f prime of x. So f prime, we'll do it here. 6 times cos to the 5 x4 minus 2x cubed plus 1 times the derivative of cos of x4 minus 2x cubed plus 1. So that is 6 times cos 5 of x4 minus 2x cubed plus 1 times the derivative of cosine is negative sine of x4 minus 2x3 plus 1 and times the derivative of the what's inside, which is x4 minus 2x3 plus 1 prime. That's it. So I'm just going to put the minus with the 6. So minus 6 cos 5 x4 minus 2x3 plus 1 times sine of x4 minus 2x3 plus 1 times the derivative here is 4x cubed minus 6x2. Okay, but a lot of you guys just forgot to put the brackets here. You have to put brackets, or else it's just the 4x3 that multiplies it, everything. Okay, you want everything to multiply. Any questions?
Yeah, why is the 6 negative in front of the first cos to the power of 5?
Here?
Yes.
This one? Because I just took this minus.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number 6. So can I increase the difficulty or not yet?
Yes.
Yeah, a bit harder. Anybody you want same level for now?
Can we try like another one with the same level?
Okay, let's
So
show
we're
you.
sure.
So 4 times the square root of tangent of x3. So f prime of x. So this is 4 times tangent to the power of a half. So I'm going to put the half in front. Tangent of x cubed, and now to the power of negative 1/2 times the derivative of the square of what's inside the square root. So tangent x cubed derivative. First step. Okay, so equals 4 divided by 2 is just 2 tangent of x3 power negative half, and the derivative of tangent is secant squared of x cubed and times the derivative of the inside, which is x3. Right. 2 tangent x3 to the power of negative half secant squared of x3 times, and the derivative of x3 is 3x2, and that's my answer. Okay, number 7. F of x is, let's say, sine cubed of x times tangent squared of x5. Oh. So derivative of the first times the second plus the first times the derivative of the second. Okay, was that question with this? Okay, so now I have two little derivatives to evaluate. Derivative of sine cubed, it's pretty similar to what we did so far, so it's 3 times sine squared times the derivative of sine. Okay, so don't forget the chain rule here again. Tangent square of x5 and then plus sine cube of x, and then derivative of tangent squared, so it's 2 times tangent of x5 times the derivative of x5. Is there any questions so far? Okay, so you really have to go step by step, slowly, don't skip any steps. It's very easy to miss a chain rule and make a mistake. Okay, now here, 3 sine squared x times the derivative of sine x is cos x, tangent square of x5 plus sine cube of x times 2 tangent x5, and now the derivative of tangent is secant squared of x5, and then times the derivative of x5. Okay, and then the last step is just to derive the x5, so that's pretty easy. And this is 5x4. Any questions so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why second line?
Why what, sorry?
On the second line.
Yes.
Why do we do times sine x?
This here?
Yeah.
Because this is like sine x to the power of 3. So first it's 3 times sine x to the power of 2. So first you derive the exponent 3, and then you derive the inside, which is sine x. You get it? No. You don't get it?
No.
Okay, so again, so this step here, this, okay, so sine cubed is equal to sine of x power of 3. That's what it is. And so if I want to derive this, I first take care of the exponent 3. It becomes 3 times sine x to the power of 2, and then times the derivative of sine x. You see it now?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't we derive the x in the cos x? So there's a question in the cos x. Where is it? I'm guessing this x here. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Whoever asked the question. So why didn't we derive? So here we did sine, the derivative of sine is cos, you're right, and then time you mean x prime. That's what you're saying? Okay, so he answered you, it's because it's 1. Or he answered privately, somebody answered privately. It's because you're right that you would have to multiply by x prime, but x prime is 1, so I don't write it. Do you understand? Okay. All right. Let's do one more. F of x is equal to, let me move up here a bit. There we go. f of x is equal to, let's say, sine cubed of x2 over x3 plus 1. Let's go for it. So we're going to use the quotient rule here. So derivative of the top times the bottom minus the top times derivative of the bottom. Okay, so u prime v minus u v prime, and then over the bottom squared. Is this okay? Did y'all do this, I hope? Okay, so I get derivative of the top is, so it's power 3, so 3 times sine squared of x2 times the derivative of the sine. Times x3 plus 1 minus sine cubed of x2 times, and this is just 3x3. And at the bottom, of course, I'm not changing, x3 plus 1 squared, and so I'm left with just this guy to the right now. 3 sine squared x2 times, so the derivative of sine is cos of x2 times, and here I should have the derivative of x2. I'm going to do it right away because I'm running out of space. Okay, but this is going to be the derivative of x2, which is 2x times x3 plus 1 minus sine cubed x2 times 3x2 and over x3 plus 1 squared. And this is my answer.